So when we consider the types of customers who purchase Microsoft Fabric, they generally fall into three categories: a new customer, an existing Power BI user, or an existing Azure Synapse user. First, if you're a new customer without any data platform setup, you can directly jump into Fabric trial capacity and explore its capabilities. Later, you can purchase a paid capacity based on your analytic needs. Next, if you're an existing Power BI customer, you can continue using Power BI as usual. However, if you have a premium capacity purchased, you will need to reconfigure your workspace from this Power BI premium capacity to a corresponding new Fabric capacity. And if you're a customer who has Azure Synapse right now, then there are no changes since Synapse and Fabric are two separate services offered by Microsoft. You can continue using Synapse, and if you wish, you can explore Fabric's capabilities through a trial to see how you can integrate both of these and manage the experience better. So once you decide, you can migrate your Azure Synapse artifacts into Fabric, and then you can sunset your Synapse environment. To better understand the first two journeys, let's look at a roadmap for each of them. For a new customer without a data platform, we go through the 4 high-level phases. In the first phase, which is the foundation phase, you would analyze your business needs and you define a strategy which should be followed by an execution plan. And then you will start by deploying your initial foundation architecture that would involve spinning up your workspaces and capacities. So once you have the workspace and the capacity in place, the OneLake will be automatically created and you can connect to your data sources and bring in the data. And if you already have clean data in your workspace, then you can try out the basic reports and you can provide insights to your users. So as an outcome of this foundation phase, you would have your infrastructure in place, and you can also start off by providing initial level of insights from the raw data if needed. So once we have completed the foundation phase, next we move on to the creation of warehouse or a lakehouse. And then you would integrate the data quality and governance frameworks into it. And if you're planning for advanced analytics, then this is also the right phase to prepare for advanced analytics. And you can also expand your reporting capabilities by utilizing complex data models or complex visualizations that are present within Power BI right now. And as an outcome of this phase, you would also have a fully integrated warehouse or a lakehouse with improved data quality and a better and comprehensive reporting system in place. So once customers have established a reporting framework, they usually move on to an advanced analytics and AI phase. So you can connect your streaming sources into Fabric and store them in an event house, and you can visualize them instantly using the real-time dashboards that is in Fabric. So this can either be done in the second phase itself, but I would suggest to first utilize a batch-based refresh before moving into the stream insights. So Fabric also supports ML and AI components, and you can bring in machine learning models into the picture to perform predictive analytics. You can start off by implementing a machine learning model, and you can either do the full code yourself, but we also have the auto ML feature, which is like a wizard based ML model creator in Fabric that you can also use to spin up the ML model even quicker. And another feature that is very interesting in Fabric is the AI skills, which is like a chat based interface that is already built within Fabric, and you can plug and play your data model and get your insights directly by asking questions to it. So as an outcome of this phase, you would have AI driven insights, including predictive analytics that you built using your machine learning models, and you'll also have real-time analytics structure in place. So once you have all these 3 phases set up and completed, you will have your full data platform ready. And on top of that, you can continuously look at the workflows, optimize them, and you can also set up self-service analytics as a next step. So self-service analytics is where you can provide the data to your consumers and they can create their required insights on top of them using either the AI skills which we previously mentioned, or you can also use Copilot to create their own reports. And Copilot not only helps you create a report, but it will also help you summarize and gain quicker insights from the same report. And once you have all the basic data sources in place, you can start expanding into new data sources to find more insights. And this would obviously lead into a culture of AI, AI and data driven innovation, and you can continuously improve on top of it. So in the previous slide, we were talking about what a new customer would be doing in each of this phase. Since Fabric has a lot of analytical capabilities already built into it, we'll also look at the set of components that you'll be enabling at each of this phase so that you have a clear understanding on how to plan your Fabric adoption. So in the foundation phase, you will be setting up your unified compute in the Azure portal, and once that is done, you will have the one lake in place, and you can start by connecting your data sources through a pipeline to bring your data into the workspace. So once you have all your data, you can connect them to Microsoft Purview to govern your data better. And the data that is residing within your one lake can be used to create a separate data model, or there is also an automatic model that is created in the workspace for you. So you can use either of them and you can create a report at first level. So in the second phase, you will be integrating all the different sources and you would form a lakehouse and if needed a warehouse. So most of the customers also form a warehouse on top of it. So this can also be done using either the pipelines that you created in the first phase, or you can also use notebooks and Spark jobs to extract and transform your data. Once you have all your data in one place, you can create domain or department specific reports, and you can also consolidate them as a dashboard to provide a single interface to your executive team as well. When you step into the advanced analytics space, you can utilize the event stream and event house features to ingest and store your data, and this streaming data can be visualized in the real time using the real time dashboards that is also available in Fabric. And when you're planning to go into predictive analytics, you would primarily be using the experiment feature and you would be creating the model, and you can also utilize the AI skills that we discussed before. So in the optimization and expansion phase, you would expand into new connectors to bring in new sources of data into the Fabric, and you also have the activator component that is available in Fabric, so which you can use to set up alerts and trigger automatic activities based on an event. And you have a ready-to-use Power BI app that can be downloaded and utilized to monitor your capacity consumption at feature level. And this would also show how much capacity units each of these features are consuming. And let's say if you have around 10 pipelines, it will also show you how much each of these pipelines are consuming. And based on this, you can also optimize your pipelines and you can right size your capacity based on the usage. So moving on to the second type of journey, let's discuss what you need to do if you're an existing Power BI customer with a premium capacity and you need to transition into Fabric capacity. First, you would start by taking an inventory to ensure you're covering all the workspaces and datasets. This is crucial because some customers may have multiple workspaces for production, QA, and dev, and some of these workspaces might be isolated and not in use. So these can be left out during the inventory phase itself. And there are two key scenarios that need to be considered during the assessment phase. So if you have a large semantic model in a Power BI premium capacity that is in a East US region, and you're setting up a new Fabric capacity in the West US region, the large semantic model in your East US region cannot be moved into another region. So make sure you account for all these during the inventory phase itself. And the second scenario is if you've already enabled Fabric features within your tenant and you've created few Fabric items, you cannot migrate those Fabric artifacts to a different region. So make sure you list all of these during the assessment and you plan the corresponding Fabric capacity properly. So once you have the complete inventory of the workspaces that need reconfiguration, you can start by setting up the Fabric capacity. Since you're enabling Fabric features within your tenant, it's essential to provide training sessions before or after the migration to ensure all your users understand and access the right features. If you prepare If you prefer to control access to new Fabric features until proper training is provided, you can also disable them at a tenant level as well. So once we are done with the prep work, we move into a pilot level migration. And if you're an enterprise customer with multiple capacities, I would recommend picking one of your dev workspaces and running a pilot migration on it. So this allows you to validate the process and ensure monitoring is working correctly. So once you have a pilot migration, the next step is to prepare a proper cutover plan, because when migrating from Power BI to Fabric capacity, any job that is in progress will be cancelled and you need to restart them once the reconfiguration is done. So once you have the downtime finalized with your stakeholders and proper plan for the cutover, you can move all the workspaces from Power BI Premium to Fabric, and this can be done manually through the admin portal in Fabric, or you can also use the semantic link library in a Fabric notebook and you can move them through code as well. So as a final step, you will run precautionary checks and you will run the validations. And finally, you would also provide a training session to all your users so they understand the new features they'll encounter in their daily interface.